Arithmetic progression chapter with just three formulas but has wide variety of equations. Ensure you know all the equations here. Things which you know, watch it with speed of 1.5x 2x. Hi, my dear Matholics. Welcome to Sarvottam Diksha.
Arithmetic progression AP. What is AP? Suppose I am having n terms of a sequence and if pattern between two consecutive terms of the sequence is such that the difference between them is constant, which we call as common difference D, then it is a AP. First term, let it be A, and to get the second term I should add common difference D to it, A plus D. To get the third term I should add one more D here. So what is it? A plus 2D. So same way if I have to get nth term, A plus n minus 1D. This is my nth term represented by n. Second one is both of these formulas are for sum of n terms of AP. Now let us quickly see how it came. Finding sum of n terms of AP means I'm adding A1, A2, I'm adding n terms, first n terms, right? So what is A? First term A. What is second term? A plus D. And this way I have to add everything. Now tell me one thing, if I start adding them ulta, will it be different? It will be same. So let me add it ulta. There is a reason why I am doing this. An minus 1 term. This is an term. If I write the AP in descending order, my last term will be my first term, right? So here in end I will write A. So this is also Sn and this is also Sn. And I have how many such pairs? N pairs because number of terms are n. Just see what is happening now in every pair. If I add it, I am adding first term and last term, right? Here also 1D is more because it's second term and 1D is less because it's second last term. So sum of every pair is same, which is first and last term. This is nothing but, just see, this is nothing but last term. We also represented by L. So that's why my formula is I am adding n such pairs. And why I have divided by 2? Because I added both the terms twice. One in ascending order and second in descending order. So on LHS, if I see, I added Sn twice. So my twice of Sn is equal to n into, because n such pairs, A plus L, and Sn is equal to n by 2 A plus L. Now you will say, ma'am, why you are telling us how it is derived? I can directly use the formula and do the equations. But concept-based equation can be done only if you know how it is coming. Let me show you one or two examples. Now see this equation. Oh my God, who will solve this equation? They have told me to find sum of 27 terms. And I know from the concept that the sum of first term and the last term is same. Fifth term and fifth last term is same. 11th term and 11th last term is same. So I can write all of them as A1 plus A27 into 3. This which is equal to 228. And I will get A1 plus A27 as 76. So therefore, what is my S27? S27 is nothing but 27 into 2 n by 2 into A plus L. What is A plus L here? It is 76, right? So my answer is 1026. Steps writing little bit you have to see. I am just telling you quick concept revision. Now sometimes they ask us to find the 10th term from the end. I know my AP is A1, A2, A3 and AN, which I also refer as L at the times. If I write the AP in reverse order, 10th term from the end will become 10th term from the beginning. So if I consider my A in this descending AP as L, and D will become what? It will become negative of D. So my 10th term from end will become what? L plus 10 minus 1 into minus D. Nth term from end. will become n minus 1 into minus d. This you can directly use in MCQs. These are the questions being very frequently asked in board exams. Now if I have to see whether minus 1 is term of this AP or not, what I will do, I will first assume let it be a term AN. So my A is 27 over here, and let me see which nth term is this minus 1. So my D is minus 4 over here. I'll put it equal to minus 1. So after solving, I have got n as 8. If my 8 is a positive integer, is a natural number, then it is term of the AP. And if I'm getting n in a fractions like 3 by 2 or 7 by 2 or even negative like minus 1, minus 8, then it is not the term of the AP. See the second question here. So smallest 3-digit number divisible by 7 is 105. Same way I will find biggest 3-digit number. Let me divide 1000 with 7 and subtract the remainder from 1000. So I have A, I have L, and what will be my D? D is nothing but 7. Here we are talking about multiples of 7. So I can put AN is equal to 105 plus n minus 1 into 7. And AN in here is nothing but 994. I'm not solving till end. Solve it and write your answers in comment box. How to find nth term from the end? I have just done. So I'm assuming you can find third question also here. Now let's see the fourth question. This is again conceptually very good question. I have two APs. Let me consider the A and A dash as their first terms. So their A100 term will be what? A plus 99D. And here, because common difference is same, and if I subtract A100 minus A dash 100, 99D will be cancelled. So it is nothing but A minus A dash. Same way, even if I found for the 1000 term. Now when you subtract, your 999D will again get cancelled, and the difference between 1000 term is nothing but A minus A dash. So if two APs have same common difference between every nth term will be constant. My second last question is also very important. Let us frame the equation according to the data they have given. Sum of n terms of this AP given is 78. So I have applied the SN formula. Definitely I will get a quadratic here. After simplifying, this is the quadratic I will get. And after further factorizing, I will get two values of n. N will be 4 or 13. But question here is how adding 4 terms and adding 13 terms of this AP will give you same sum as 78. They ask sometimes the reason for two answers. My reason here is sum of 5th term to 13th term add up to 0. So S4 is equal to S13. Coming to last question, let's write first what they have given. My 7th term of AP as given, and this is my 9th term. So if you see, if you observe, it is nothing but it is linear equation in two variables where x is A and y is B. And good part is for elimination method, I need not to make coefficients equal. Here coefficient of A is 1 in both the equations. Simply subtract and eliminate A. I will get value of D and substitute this value of D in one of the equations. Once you have A, once you have D, you can easily recreate the AP and you can get any term whatever they are asking for the AP. We'll see these two questions. Here if you see, they have given me the sum of 3 terms of AP is 21. Generally, if they are talking about 3 numbers, how we take the numbers? A, because this is how my AP works, right? A plus D and A plus 2D. They have told me the sum. This is what I have. In end, I will get a plus d as 7. Right? But and second equation built from here is a into a plus d into a plus 2d is equal to 231. But now here this I can put as 7. Still I have to deal with two variables. So rather than taking my terms this way, what we will do, middle term I will take as a. Since the common difference is d, the previous term will be a minus d. I will subtract d from it. And following term is a plus d. And their sum is 21. Right? So, if I solve it further, my minus d plus d gets cut. And I have 3 equal to 21 and a equal to 7. Now, according to second equation given over here, what I am getting? So I have to deal with only one variable over here. It will be easy for me. What I will do if I have even number of terms as given in second equation. I take middle two terms as a minus d and a plus d. So common difference between them I take it as 2d. Because as such for even number of terms there is no mid. So mid here if you see I have taken as a. I added d to it and I'm subtracting d to it, and this mid is not part of this AP. To get the further terms, I will add 2d to a plus d, so I will get a plus 3d and a minus 3d. Now if I add it, this I am removing because this I wrote just to explain you. This is 20 and if I solve I will get 4a is equal to 20 and a as 5. So further with the squares is 120 I can build one more equation where again I have to deal with only one variable. Now these 5 equations are super important. So these 5 equations you practice like anything. Now let me start doing it. Whatever they have given, start writing, okay? So they have given my SP is equal to SQ. Write the formula for SP and SQ. So main thing in these questions is to find some relationship between A and D. Now I will solve it simply further and get the relation, and I will bring all my A terms on one side and D terms on second side. After solving it, I can take 2a out. I will get p minus q over here, and this on RHS, what is happening? How I got this? From q square minus p square, I can factorize. Q square minus p square is nothing but q minus p into q plus p. And here, I took minus out. So, when I'm taking q minus p out, I'm left with q plus p, which is same as p plus q minus 1 only. I can cancel p minus q, p minus q. So I have got relationship between 2a and d. What is it? 2a is equal to minus of p plus q minus 1 d. I have to find what? I have to find sp plus q. From my this equation, I know 2a is nothing but negative of p plus q minus 1d. So yes, sp plus q is 0, and this is what I was supposed to prove. Coming over to second question, what they have given, your AM is 1 by N and your AN is 1 by M. So I will write the equations. It is again nothing but linear equation two variables. I will subtract to get the value of D. After subtracting, your A gets omitted and see what I'm getting. So my D is nothing but 1 by Mn. I can put it in one of the equations. I can put it in the first equation. I will find my A also. After solving what I am getting. So please be careful of this minus. Keep proper brackets here. Otherwise again you will mess up. Right? Then you will say, ma'am, I did correct only. I don't know what happened and all. What they have told me to find. We have to find SMN. So formula again I will put quickly mn by 2. So because nth term is mn over here, no. So that's why I am putting in place of n I am putting mn. I have d, my a and d is nothing but 1 by mn. I know all this, you can solve mn plus 1 by 2. So this is your answer. Let's do third question. Third question, they have given, quickly keep writing. Whatever they have given, keep writing. So let me write it. This is what they have given me. I know my 2 will get cancelled. This m will get cancelled because here I have m into m, no? So it will cancel with one of my m. Please bear with my handwriting. So this is what I have got. It's fine even if handwriting is not good. Our only thing is you please practice writing with proper space and gaps. Write in organized way. It should be readable in glance. Here I will do cross multiplication. Now, as we have done before, let me bring a terms on one side, n minus m, this is what I got, and d terms on one side. Please open brackets properly over here, otherwise you may mess up. And here mn cancel, so I have got n minus m. This n minus m gets cancelled on both the sides, and I have got 2a is equal to d. So I have got the relation. Now, let me put in the thing what they have asked me for. They are asking for the ratios of mth and nth term. Right. So let me substitute my d as 2a and solve it. I can take a common in both numerator and denominator where a can cancel. If I solve it further, my ratios of mth and nth term is 2m minus 1 upon 2n minus 1. Fourth question, what they have given. After writing all the values, whatever they have given me, these two equations I am getting. Now what I will do, I will subtract second equation from first equation. I have heard many of my students asking me why subtraction only, ma'am. I have to find relationship between A and D. Why I am subtracting? Because when I subtract, formula get built between m square and n square. M square minus n square is equal to m minus n into m plus n. But there is no formula between m square plus n square. If I add, this is what I will get. Now let me subtract and solve and see what is happening. And when I further solved, finally I got 2a plus m plus n minus 1 into d equal to minus 2. What they are asking me to find? Sm plus n. And if I put the formula, Sm plus n is given by this expression. And what is this? It is nothing but minus 2. I am getting Sm plus n is equal to minus m plus n, and this is what I was supposed to prove. What I will suggest you solve it separately and then match the answers, see my working, okay? Coming over to fifth question, this is little different from whatever we have done so far. Here we have two different APs. So this is what they have given to me. Since there are two APs, I have taken A dash and D dash for as first term and the common difference for second AP. Start writing the things what you have to find and what they have given. Then only you can get it. You can't do it in your head. Let me write what I have to find. Right. So I will do reverse working now. How can I derive this box? So n by 2 anyhow gets cancelled, right? So what I have further? This is what I am getting. Now since I have a over here I have just a. I will divide both numerator and denominator by half. See, dividing by half doesn't make any difference because half by half is 1 only. So what I am getting further, just see. And n minus 1 by 2, in place of n minus 1 by 2, I should have 8 over here. Now I will put n minus 1 by 2 as 8 and I will solve. I am seeing n is coming as 17. So wherever n is there in both LHS and RHS, I will put n as 17. So LHS definitely I will get what? A plus 8D, and this is A dash. A dash plus 8D dash. And on RHS what I am getting? So 24 by 19 is the answer. Here they ask for ninth term. What if I am asking you the nth term, ratio of nth term? What we do, we substitute n minus 1 by 2 as m. Why m? I will, because I can't put this as n. Is it possible that n is equal to n minus 1 by 2? This is wrong. So I will find ratio of mth term and later I will replace it by n. They can ask me ratio for any term, 10th term, 25th term, method will be same. I hope AP is clear to you. It's very quick revision. There are many other questions in NCRT like spiral question, potato question, there is one ladder question. All that also you should do. Keep practicing. All the best for exams. See you in my next video. Bye bye.